Chapter 17, Some Fortunate Advice. Hi, Cleo, Kaylee had called her. So, will you be at school tomorrow? Cleo sat on her bed, refolding the baby clothes in her birth mom so she could put them away properly. I, I think so. What principal did you say? I said I had to go home. Silence. Finally, Kaylee spoke. I've never seen you like that. Me neither. It kind of freaked me out. Me too. I'm sorry I didn't come over. I mean, after Mr. Boring stopped you, I was just, well, I was sort of, it doesn't matter. Hey, guess what? I've got another business idea. Cleo had a sense she should be asking Kaylee about her more bad news. And she would just, and she would, just as she told her about Cleo's canine cookies, she told her about the trash can incident and her happy discovery that Barkley's breath smelled good after eating a bunch of the cookies. I was wondering if you take some of the shots, Barkley, for the label. He's going to be he's going to be the face of Cleo's canine cookies and related products. And you're a way better photographer than me. My pictures always come out blurry or off-centered and not in a cool artistic way like yours. Or the subject look like a zombies from the planet Doofus. Your shots always look inspired. Like pieces of art. Plus, you've got that nice new camera. Kaylee sighed. Please, Jelly, pretty please, with the gummy pizza on top. Okay, great. Can we do it this afternoon? How about after Fortune? As Ask your mom if you can come over and watch it with me. We'll take the pictures after that. Then you can eat dinner with us. She was on a roll. These dog cookies are going to be a huge hit. Kaylee, I can feel it. It isn't a little tooth pulling operation or selling fruit from our trees. This is going to be a real business with real profits. More silence, longer this time. Cleo looked at the phone and put it back to her ear. Are you still there? Is all you think, is that all you can talk about? Kaylee suddenly sounded mad. What had she done wrong? What, business, money? All you ever talk about are your businesses and how to make more money. Not everyone is into money like you are, you know? I'm not. I'm not in I'm not into money like you are. I thought you liked my ideas. You said you wanted to be my COO. Money isn't everything, Cleo. It doesn't make all your problems go away. And it can't make up for a person not being there. Kaylee had Kaylee Kaylee just hung up on her. Cleo started at the phone, waiting for her friend to call back. And then she, and then when she didn't, trying to figure out if she could call her. Okay, so money wasn't everything. She knew that, but still, it's still something. People needed money to live, to go to the doctor, to buy things for their kids. She looked at the little outfit on her lap. She traced a butterfly with her finger. It can't make up for a person not being there. Oh no. They were coming, and they were nothing she could do to stop them. Tears, not stinging, horrifying tears. She buried her face in her tiny baby clothes and bawled. Cleo went downstairs when it was time for Fortune. Mom and Dad were talking in the family room. She could hear Josh and Jay playing outside with Barkley. She appeared in the doorway and her parents looked up. Everything okay? Mom eyes narrowed in concern. Cleo didn't want to talk about her best friend hanging up on her or any of the feelings that had come along with it. She would call Kaylee back later, maybe after Fortune. It would it be all right if I watched my show? It was She wasn't sure if she was banished from TV. After all, the trouble she'd been getting into. How about we watch it together, Dad said. Cleo broke into a smile. Dad never watched with her. Usually he was at home, but he also said it was too cheesy for him. Dad clicked on the remote and the TV flickered to life. A commercial was on. He muted the sound. She sat between her parents on the couch. Mom uh, wrapped an arm around her shoulders and kissed her braided head. Did you know your dad and I considered ourselves to be two of the richest people on planet? Cleo looked back and forth between them. She shook her head. Of course we do, because we have you and your brothers. Josh and JJ appeared at the window as if they'd heard Mom talking about them. They made goofy expressions and faces plastered on the glass. Cleo and her parents laughed and made faces back. The boys ran off, chasing Barkley. Your birth mom didn't give you away. Cleo, Dad said, she gave you to us. And and what a gift. Mom squeezed Cleo. What a gift. Cleo felt like a gift all wrapped up in her parents' arms. And yet the question still tugged at her heart. Mom keep why didn't mom keep up? At least her parents had kept her name. That was something else she had from her birth mom. I told Mr. Boring my birth mom named me Cleopatra. And he said he'll and he said I'll always be a queen in her eyes. Mr. Boring sounds like a smart man. Dad said, do you know what Cleopatra means? Cleo asked something about Inasha's beautiful morning star. As a matter of fact, I do. Dad said it means the glory of the Father. Cleo pondered the phrase glory. It made her think of those flowers, morning glories. She loved those. She wasn't exactly sure what glory was, but it definitely something good. It and what about Lenore? Lenore. Her parents had given her a part of the name after Glen Eleanor, who named after who been named after a president's wife. Light, Mom said. That was nice too. Glory Light. She'd keep Edison for now though. She wouldn't have named me Cleopatra if she thought I wasn't worth anything. Mom's chin moved back and forth in the top of Cleo's head. No, she wouldn't have. Do you think she thinks about me? Cleo whispered. All the time, Mom said. I think about her too. Not all the time, but a lot. Her parents are her parents were quiet. Was it okay if she had said that? Of course you would. Dad said it's normal to wonder about where you came from. Do you think Cleo wasn't sure about this next part? Did she really want to did she really want to do what she was about to ask? Fortune's face appeared. Dad, the sound. Dad pointed the remote at Fortune's theme music popped into the room. Clips from past shows zoomed across the screen. Fortune laughing and singing Superstar Magdalena Fortune putting her arm around the audience member. Fortune hugging a girl in a wheelchair, talking into the microphone, blowing a kiss to the camera. Cleo reached up, grabbed the kiss, and slapped it into her cheek, like always. Camera plan, camera planned the studio audience, then focused on Fortune, who wrapped her arms around herself and as if the crowd's applause were a big hug. She wore more purple. She wore a purple blazer speckled with white. If she'd been as if she'd been dusted with powdered sugar. Her string of giant pearls matched her perfectly straight white teeth. Her shiny black hair was shackled into place, shellacked into place, and as always, she glowed. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being. I will never forget the day I discovered my purpose to finance futures and deliver destinies. We all have a reason for being, so find your reason. And she held out her hands to everyone. Live it, Cleo shouted with the audience. She glanced at Mom and they exchanged big smiles. Fortune loved to talk about people's reason for being. At least once every show, it seems she'd say something about purpose or passion or destiny. You know you have a purpose, right? She looked out and to the audience and everyone shouted yes. She said it again into the camera. You know you have a purpose, right? Yes, Cleo shouted. Dad's eyebrows arched in surprise. To be a high climbing, high defying, limit pushing entrepreneur. You start businesses. That was the purpose. Maybe one day she'd even do what Fortune had done and build schools in Africa. Not just schools, homes. Yes, she would build homes for kids who didn't have them because every child needed somewhere to belong. When we come back, I'm going to introduce you to one determined young woman who refused to miss her calling. She followed her dream, and thousands of children who otherwise would have ended up lost in the system are thriving today because of it. Her guests that afternoon included a woman who had started a ranch for troubled kids where they learned how to ride and take care of horses, a singer who had just recorded her first album thanks to funding from Fortune, and a stay-at-home mom who had just invented a line of natural bath and beauty products that she had sent to Fortune to try that and that Fortune was now going to carry in all her spas. Fortune went on and about how she was using the product herself, especially the bubble baths. They were nothing like a good bubble bath where I need to drain away this. Nothing like good bubble baths where I need to drain away the stress of the day, or I'm searching for a new idea. I get some of my best ideas in a bathtub. Me too. Cleo, Cleo said feelings as if she, as Cleo said, Cleo said feelings as if she and Fortune were chatting face to face. With Marina's verbena spearmint bubble bath, so can you. So stay right where you are. You're not going to want to miss the second of this show. Hey, babe, Dad said during a commercial, you should send Fortune some of your longevity lollipops. I thought those were pretty tasty. Cleo said, I'm not sure that's such a good idea. What? Dad said, you sent her a letter. You can't choke on a letter. Those things almost killed me. She and Dad laughed. Hey, Mom tweaked Cleo's arm. Don't worry. I'm not going to embarrass you by sending your idol a bunch of bird seed on sticks. It was a really good show as usual. Even though Dad had to leave halfway through to referee a fight between the boys and stayed outside to play with them. Too quickly, Fortune was interviewing her last guest, Marina, the bubble bath lady, had just shared about starting up her business and how listening to her customers had been super important in improving her product line. What you just said, girl, that's gold. Fortune reached out and put her hand on the woman's arm. Pure gold. She turned and looked to the audience. We have to listen to each other. Listening is a key to doing business because unless you're listening to people, you won't know what they need, want, or will buy. But it's also how to make and keep your friends. She was looking straight at the camera again. Cleo's again. She was looking straight at the camera again. Straight at Cleo. If I've if I've learned anything, it is this. Whatever you do, listen. Listen to your customers and listen to your friends. Your friends are your most valuable asset because while business come and go, your friends, if you treat them right, will be by your side through all the ups and downs. And believe me, my friends, if you're in business, there will always be ups and downs. She held up a sample of Marina's bubble bath bar and set 3 bottles standing in a silver wire rack. You can attach to the wall of your tub or shower. Everyone in the audience was going to get one. Compliments to Fortune. People cheered and applauded. She started to say thank yous to all of her guests and to her audience and everyone watching, her television family, but Cleo was no longer paying attention to the show. All she could think about was Kaylee, her friend. Fortune said, whatever you do, listen to your friends. Cleo had been so focused on her businesses and succeeding, she hadn't been treating Kaylee as her most valuable asset. She hadn't been listening. It was time to do something about that. Thank you, Fortune.